Thank you for joining us on the weekend edition of National Focus. I am Lourianne Graham-Carter. Coming up, Pottersville Savannah is Carnival City once again, and students add their voices to fight against drug abuse. Stay with us for the details of these and other stories after this.
Child abuse is unacceptable. Child abuse is not cultural, it is criminal. And one child abuse is one too many.
For more information on child abuse or to report suspected cases on child abuse, contact the Social Welfare Division on 33 Great Marlborough Street or call 266-3020 or 266-3080.
Thank you for staying with us. On Thursday, the President of Dominica, His Excellency Charles Savre and Mrs. Savre, paid a courtesy visit to the Volunteer Optometry Services for Humanity VOSH team and patients at the Goodwill Parish Hall. GIS News spoke to the President during his visit. His Excellency says he believes this to be an excellent venture on the part of the VOSH team and the Dominica Rotary Club, who annually host the team.
I think they're doing an excellent job. And the Rotary Club, of course, has been organizing these visits. And I think it's a wonderful exercise that the Rotary Club is undertaking. They've been in Dominica for a very long time and they've been doing excellent work. And this VOSH visit is an annual thing which I think the people look forward to, because to me, every year, the numbers seem to be growing. And one would think that if you're doing a medical procedure or screening, that the numbers would get less, but it seems to me that the numbers are getting larger. It must be that the good news of what is happening is spreading, and persons who didn't come last year because they didn't know or because they felt it was not worth their while, having spoken with those who did come, decided that they would come this year.
The VOSH team includes eye specialists and students who provide eye care for persons voluntarily. The President says this allows for persons who would otherwise not be able to afford eye care and glasses the opportunity to get that service for a minimal fee.
I think for a number of people it provides them an opportunity that they would not otherwise have had, because they may not have been able to pay for the exam, they may not have been able to pay for the glasses, and now they are getting the examinations free, relatively, and the glasses are also being provided to them, also relatively free. So it's a wonderful opportunity.
The President expressed his appreciation to the team for this initiative.
I want to express my appreciation to Rotary Club and Rotary Club President Dr. Lafleur, and to the VOSH team, who I noticed that there are a number of new faces in the team that has come this year, and they indicated that it was the first time. But of course, some of the old heads are here. And it is always very good and very wonderful to see the value of the work that they're doing. So I think hats off to VOSH and to the Rotary Club.
The official launch of Mass Dominique, the Real Mass 2017, being celebrated under the theme Dominique qui do, come revel with us. The launching ceremony was executed in true fashion as the carnival contestants and reigning monarch were for the first time paraded through the streets on a carnival motorcade en route to the ceremony on January 19. At the press conference following the parade, Chief Executive Officer of the Discover Dominica Authority, DDA, and Director of Tourism Colin Piper announced that at least 9 of the carnival activities will be held at the Pottersville Savannah. The Pottersville Savannah was last used as the official Carnival City in 2013.
For the first time in a while, we will centralize the shows at what we are calling the Eddie Andre Carnival City in Pottersville. We anticipate up to 9 shows at Carnival City. We also will open up the city on selected days from 4 to 9 with food, music, and beverages available to patrons. We are also partnering with Fonzaghi to have a children's play area, as well as with JD Limited and Freestyle Inc. to have a mobile LED screen to show movies and excerpts of past carnivals on the large screen.
Honorable Minister for Tourism Senator Robert Tong reiterated government's commitment to an increased annual subvention to allow for greater marketing of Dominica's Carnival product.
Hoteliers, service providers, taxi operators, vendors, and others will welcome the increased economic activity generated through the celebration of Mas Dominic. Musicians, songwriters, and band organizers will get a chance to display their creativity and talents and will no doubt enjoy the significant returns on their investments. While we pray and hope for a successful Mas Dominic 2017, I must remind that violence, mischief, and unlawfulness has no part in our celebrations. Carnival is no place to settle feuds or pick fights. As one people, we should unite at all times, but more so during Carnival, as the world will be looking at us.
Director of Tourism Colin Piper listed some new developments this Carnival season.
DD and DFC have established a better working relationship with the communities or village carnivals. I am happy to report that we have reached agreement with organizing committees of Portsmouth, Kalinago Territory, St. Joseph, Maho, and Grand Bay that assures the participation in the Roseau National or Traditional Band Parade on Carnival Monday. DFC will assist with transportation and a contribution to their carnivals, and we are also working to finalize an additional prize for the largest of those community troops that will be taking part in our Monday National Parade.
On Carnival Monday, patrons should expect the Midnight Groovers and the original Boya Pioneers, and on Tuesday, the First Serenade Band. Acting Chief Cultural Officer Jacinta David, representing the Honorable Minister for Culture, Justina Charles, stated that the theme is a call to recognize the wonderful aspects of Dominica's culture.
The sub-theme, Tropical Fantasy, gives some focus to the costume builders, bands, and individual masqueraders to use their creativity and imagination to highlight these wonderful elements in an artistic and fantastic way, reflecting the tropical environment we live in. The call to action, come revel with us, and as we say in Creole, Venez jouer Mas Evenu, is an open invitation to persons overseas to come to Dominica for a unique carnival experience.
Showdown Mass Camp will be held on Friday, 20th January, Stardom Tent on Saturday 21st, Wednesday 25th, and Friday 27th. Soca in the City on Thursday 26th, and Calypso quarterfinals on Saturday 28th January. The Drug Prevention Unit on Friday collaborated with a number of schools to march through the streets of Roseau as they sought to bring awareness to the fight against drug abuse among Dominican youth. The Drug Prevention Unit is observing January as Drug Awareness Month under the theme Listen First. Friday's activity, dubbed March and Honk, is one of a series of activities organized to strengthen the voice of young people on issues surrounding drug abuse. Drug Prevention Officer spearheading the March and Honk initiative, Malcolm St. Rose, says this activity consolidates some of the other classroom activities previously held with the students.
This morning, we are having an activity that commemorates Drug Awareness Month 2017. What we have dubbed it March and Honk, where we're going through the streets of Roseau with the children, with their laughway, and of course with the vehicles and the police siren. Is just an exciting time. We must always have activities that will interest students, and I will just inform you that this is what they wanted. So we are here to facilitate them, to support them, and as we take to the streets, the children of Dominica are saying that enough is enough, and that they are tired of being frustrated by what they see in our society. Some of their own siblings or their parents and so on are hooked on drugs, so they are negatively impacted by substance use and abuse. And this also helps to consolidate a lot of the stuff that is going on in the classroom with us or with the schools as we give them support and we collaborate in delivering drug education sessions and other activities of interest that will help to fight the drug squad.
St. Rose says the March and Honk event is keeping in line with the theme for Drug Awareness Month and specifically aims at allowing students to voice how drug abuse affects them.
We could not have chosen a better film. That's why I smile. Because as they go through the streets with their chants, with their siren, sounding an alarm as it were, we are calling the nation to listen and to listen first. And these children need a listening ear this morning. And if we listen, we will act appropriately and responsibly, and we will save them because they are the future of this land. So they are sending a clarion call to this nation to say that they are a threat, they are threatened, their lives are at stake. We need to listen, we need to hear them, and we need to come and support them if we love them. So listen first. That's the film.
He commented that the unit is hopeful that these kinds of activities will assist in creating a foundation within the students which will hinder them from experimenting with drugs at an early age.
A lot of the guys you see on the streets, some of them did not have that kind of intervention at a young age. The idea behind this really is to delay the onset or the first use of drugs in our students. We are concerned as a country that at our school level, sometimes children experiment with drugs as early as 12 years old. But that will help to consolidate again a lot of the things that they are taught, get them to help them to take ownership and responsibility for being drug-free and proud, and it also teaches them to hold other people responsible or accountable in the fight against drugs. So this is what this is about.
Teacher at the St. Martin's Primary School, Monique Thomas, says she believes this sort of activities should be done on a regular basis as they will assist in developing a solid foundation within students.
If we can do it more often, then it will definitely give them a strong foundation.
Student at the St. Martin's Primary School, Divine St. Rose, told us what she thought the march would accomplish.
I think it is important because it could help people that are on drugs to stop.
I had a bleeding disorder that I did not know about, and they had to be transfusing me continuously. I got 56 units.
Being there at the blood bank, I was like, yo, I'm actually saving someone's life.
You never know when you can go.
Give blood. I have done it, and believe it or not, it don't hurt.
I won't be scared. I'll give. You know you're gonna give blood. I'll make sure she does.
Sit down at the blood bank in a comfortable environment for 45 minutes.
Helping people.
You are stimulating your body to make brand new cells.
You get free cookies, you get juice.
Glad to know your blood group. Feels good.
I felt as a better person.
It's a good thing to be alive, and I can thank God that I'm there and I'm enjoying life.
Welcome back. The MV Amsterdam, a Vista-class cruise ship operated by Holland American Line, made its inaugural call to Dominica on Friday, January 20th, at the Roseau cruise ship berth. To mark the ship's inaugural call, a welcome ceremony was held aboard the ship. Director of Tourism Colin Piper welcomed the ship's captain, Michael William, and the crew.
We want to welcome Captain Willems and his crew, his team of the MV Amsterdam, which is part of Holland America, to Dominica, the Commonwealth of Dominica. We certainly hope you had a wonderful time coming in, navigating, and that the sights that you saw in terms of the greenery from Dominica was a sight to behold. And we certainly hope that a lot of your passengers are out experiencing what it is that Dominica has to offer. Certainly this program is relatively short, but we wanted to take time out to welcome you.
Representative of ship's agent Kira Thompson-Aird also addressed the ceremony.
It's a pleasure to be on board here today. As ship's agent, we're happy to know that your arrival and everything leading up to your arrival went very well. We do look forward to Holland America's continued visits, and we do hope that the vessel that you're on continues looking into coming back here in the future. As I always say, I know Mr. Piper and of course Mr. Bad will speak very adequately to the tourism aspect and the economic aspect. So as ship's agent, we would just like to welcome you on into Dominica. I know it's not your first time, but for those of your passengers, it's their first time, and your crew, we do hope that it's a pleasurable experience and one that they will decide to take advantage of in the future.
CEO of Dominica Air and Seaports Authority, Benoit Badwill, encouraged the crew and guests to enjoy all Dominica has to offer.
It's always a pleasure for us at the ANC Ports Authority to welcome vessels here for the first time, and especially so this year for the Holland American Line. We've seen an increase in the number of vessels that have come to Dominica this season, and this looks promising because we know over the years we had a very good relationship with Holland America when there were a lot of the smaller ships, and then itineraries changed, and then we had a little downturn in that. But we've seen an increase in the ships, especially knowing that the newer of the vessels are calling here in Dominica.
In more news, the Volunteer Optometry Services for Humanity VOSH for its 23rd year has welcomed 16 new volunteers to its group of 36. The team, which normally consists of eye specialists and students, began eye clinics on Monday, 16 January in La Plaine. Head of Dominica VOSH team, Dr. Dan Wobble, stated that this year the team of new volunteers is much larger than previous years.
16 out of our 36 were first-timers, and it usually is like 6 to 10, so it was higher. They learn very quickly, but I pair them with veterans. So the first day they work with somebody that's been, and most of my veterans have, you know, somewhere between 8 and 20 years of experience. So they even know their rooms at the health center. If some new person takes their room, they move them. And it's usually because of air conditioning.
The eye care specialist, who is also a professor at the Optometric University in Michigan, stated that when he started in 1995, the team was very small, but the need for more volunteers grew over the years.
In the early years, we had like 18 team members, and we would see maybe 800 to 1,000 people. So as the popularity, or whatever, how you want to say it, recruiting techniques or whatever has grown, yeah, we've grown, and you know, I think we moved from 18 to like 24 to 26 to 28 to 32, and the last 3 to 5 years somewhere between 34, and even for our 20th we had 40 team members. Advantages and disadvantages: the health centers are small, so even if you split up, there's not a lot of room. There's not a lot of places here, affordable places that can handle all 40 people, and busing us around, and planes, as we talked about earlier, don't carry that many people. But it's really hard for me to tell somebody no that wants to come down and volunteer.
This year, the team saw over 300 people at La Plaine, 117 Salibert, 213 Casabrousse, over 200 in Maho, 117 Point Michel, and their final clinic at the Goodwill Parish Hall welcomed almost 600 people. President of Rotary Dominica, Dr. Reginald Lafleur, a member of the Rotary Club of Dominica for over 15 years, says that Dominicans always look forward to the third week in January. He stated it is commendable that Dominicans ensure that they seek eye care.
Dominicans are also conscious of the fact that they got to take care of their eyes. It can also be a very expensive venture, and then the VOSH mission offers the clinics and the eyeglasses at a reduced rate, you know, at a rate of $25 per glasses. You're not going to get that so easily everywhere. So that is one of the impact that it has, an economic impact that it has on the general population in Dominica.
Meanwhile, Dr. Wobble anticipates 2 days of relaxation and exploration following 4 days of clinic.
We got here on Sunday and worked on Monday, but we have 2 days off. Friday and Saturday are off, and we already have things scheduled like whale watching and hiking and scuba diving and things. I've been to pretty much 18 waterfalls and Boiling Lake myself, so.
Protection from abuse is every child's right. Everyone has a shared responsibility in protecting the child from abuse.
Mothers, believe your children when they say they've been abused, and follow through with child abuse cases when they've been reported.
For more information on child abuse or to report suspected cases on child abuse, contact the Social Welfare Division on 33 Great Marlborough Street or call 266-3020 or 266-3080.
Welcome to this week's edition of Flashback. In the headlines this week, a contract has been approved for the construction of a permanent stage on the Layu Beach. This was confirmed last week by the Honorable Parliamentary Representative for the St. Joseph constituency, Kelva Daru, as he addressed the residents at the Layu Clubhouse. Honorable Daru said this is the first phase in a comprehensive plan to develop the beachfront. Honorable Minister for Justice, Immigration and National Security, Rayburn Blackmore, said that a family court is at the top of the list for government and will be pursued in 2017. Honorable Blackmore was speaking at a press briefing last Friday at the Ministry of Finance conference room. He said the establishment of a family court will play a critical role in juvenile-related cases. Honorable Minister for Constituency Empowerment and Parliamentary Representative for the Granby constituency, Justina Charles, has assisted 10 students with meeting educational expenses. The Honorable Minister presented 10 students of the Dominica State College with financing to cover transportation fees. Honorable Charles hopes this will alleviate the issue of students being away from the classroom due to lack of finances to cover transportation. Also this week, the twin communities of Paybush and Dodan are expected to experience a growth spurt in small business. The Honorable Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, announced that a cash injection has been approved to go specifically towards small business development in those communities. Honorable Skerrit delivered the news at the 18th inaugural meeting of the Paybush Dodan Village Council. Government, through the Ministry of Education, is continuing to take action to improve the performance of students across the island. On Monday, the Ministry of Education, in collaboration with the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, and the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, OECS Secretariat, began a 2-week training for teachers under the Early Learners Program. The Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, took time off from the office to meet with Petite Savannah constituents in Bagatelle on Wednesday. The Honorable Prime Minister said this is an opportunity to meet with individuals one-on-one and to hear and discuss their concerns. Honorable Skerrit stated that he will continue to make himself available to meet with persons in other constituencies around the island. Restoration of 3 main streets is next on the cards for government as works to modernize the capital city continues. On Tuesday, Cabinet led by the Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, visited the reconstruction site of the West Bridge, which is phase 1 of the Roseau Enhancement Project. The Honorable Prime Minister, who is pleased with the ongoing work, looks forward to the next phase of modernizing the city. 2017 is being recognized as the year of the rooster according to the Chinese calendar. On Wednesday evening, the President, His Excellency Charles Savre and Mrs. Savre, Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit and members of Parliament joined the People's Republic of China's Ambassador to Dominica, His Excellency Lu Kun, and other Chinese delegates to celebrate the beginning of the new Chinese Year and the Chinese Spring Festival. Honorable Skerrit expressed Dominica's gratitude for 13 years of friendship with the People's Republic of China. These were some of the headline stories making the news this week. For details of each of these stories and others, visit our website or Facebook page. Back to you, Lourianne.
Stress leads to a reduction in concentration and productivity and may be affecting you more than you realize. Combat stress by developing a positive attitude. Exercise regularly. Learn basics but useful stretch techniques as they help relieve tense muscles and fatigue. Eat healthy and get sufficient sleep. That's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GISNewsDominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. Live streaming is also available on our YouTube channel 24 hours a day. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I'm Lourianne Graham-Carter. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend.